Feeling the pressure of the upcoming exams? You're not alone. That lingering sense of stress, that knot in your stomach, is a common experience shared by many. It's the pre-exam panic setting in. But remember, it's not an unbeatable foe. A well-planned study session can be your knight in shining armor, helping you vanquish this anxiety. It's all about turning that panic into power, and that power into performance. After all, a structured study session can be your secret weapon against the exam stress. A cluttered desk means a cluttered mind. This old saying rings true, especially when it comes to studying. A clean, organized study space is like a blank canvas, ready for your thoughts and ideas to come alive. It's where your focus sharpens and your productivity skyrockets. Think about it. When your desk is a mess, your mind is too. You're constantly distracted by random items, your notes get lost in the chaos, it's just a no-go. But when everything is in its place, you can think clearly and concentrate on crunching those crucial concepts. Now, creating an ideal study environment doesn't stop at tidying your desk. Other factors come into play too. Good lighting, comfortable seating, and minimal distractions. A well-lit room reduces eye strain, a comfortable chair keeps you at ease, and a quiet space keeps your mind calm and focused. A serene study space is the first step towards a successful study session. Ever heard of the phrase, fail to plan, plan to fail? Well, it couldn't be more fitting when it comes to preparing for exams. Planning is like charting a map for your study journey. It helps you navigate through a sea of textbooks, notes, and readings without losing your way. So why is a study plan so crucial? First off, it sharpens your focus. When you have a clear outline of what to study and when, your brain doesn't waste precious energy deciding where to start or what to do next. Instead, all your mental power is channeled into absorbing and understanding the content at hand. Secondly, a study plan is a lifesaver when it comes to time management. It turns the vast, daunting expanse of study material into manageable, bite-sized chunks. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of what you need to learn, you'll know exactly how much time to dedicate to each topic. Lastly, planning can significantly reduce stress. With a plan in place, you can be confident that you're not leaving anything out or cramming at the last minute. You're in control, and that feeling is invaluable, especially when exams are looming. In essence, the power of planning lies in its ability to transform the way you approach studying. It brings structure, focus, and calm to your preparation. A well-structured study plan keeps you on track and ensures you cover all necessary material. Don't try to eat the whole elephant in one bite. Now that's a strange image, isn't it? But it's a metaphor that holds true when it comes to studying. Imagine you're faced with a towering stack of textbooks, notes, and revision guides. It's like staring at a huge, intimidating elephant that you're somehow supposed to consume. But here's the trick. You don't have to tackle it all at once. You see, our brains are amazing, but they can only handle so much information at a time. When we try to cram too much in, we end up feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and less productive. The solution? Break it down. Think of it this way. If you had to eat an entire chocolate cake, you wouldn't try to stuff the whole thing in your mouth at once, would you? No, you'd cut it into slices and then into bite-sized pieces. That's exactly what we need to do with our study material. Breaking down your study material into manageable chunks makes the process less daunting. It's all about taking one step at a time. Start with one chapter, or even one page. Once you've conquered that, move on to the next. And here's a bonus tip. Try to group related topics or concepts together. This not only makes your study sessions more efficient, but also helps to reinforce connections between different ideas, helping you to understand and remember the material better. But remember, breaking things down doesn't mean rushing through them. Take your time to understand each piece before moving on. It's not about how fast you can get through the material, but how well you understand and remember it. So the next time you find yourself staring at the elephant of your study material, don't panic. Just take a deep breath, pick up your knife, and start slicing. It's amazing how much easier it becomes once you start. Breaking down your study material can make a mountain feel like a molehill. So go ahead and give it a try. You might be surprised at how much you can accomplish when you take it one bite at a time. Studying doesn't mean just reading the material over and over again. In fact, passive reading might lead you nowhere. Instead, you should focus on active learning strategies that can significantly enhance your understanding and retention. What are these strategies, you ask? Well, let's dive right in. Firstly, summarizing information in your own words is a fantastic way to get your mind actively engaged in the learning process. Instead of just consuming information, you're processing it, understanding it, and then expressing it in a way that makes sense to you. This strategy is like having a conversation with the material, where you're both the speaker and the listener. Next, there's the teaching strategy. It's been said that the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else. This method forces you to simplify complex topics, explain them clearly, and answer any questions that may arise. You're not just repeating the material, you're understanding it, breaking it down, and explaining it. If you don't have a study buddy or a patient sibling to play the student, no worries. You can always teach the material to your favorite houseplant, your pet, or even an imaginary friend. Finally, there's the method of creating mind maps. This strategy is especially useful for visual learners. Mind maps are diagrams that visually organize information, often around a central concept or idea. They can help you see the big picture, understand the connections between different ideas, and remember the material more effectively. Plus, they're fun to create. Remember, active learning strategies are not one size fits all. What works best for you might not work as well for someone else, and that's okay. Experiment with different methods until you find the ones that suit your learning style and preferences. Active learning makes your study session not only productive but also engaging. So challenge yourself to move beyond passive reading and into the world of active learning. Your brain will thank you. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Truer words have never been spoken, especially when it comes to studying. Just as we need to recharge our phones, our brains too need regular breaks to recharge and reset. So, let's talk about taking breaks. You might think, but I'm on a roll, why should I stop? Well, taking short, regular breaks can actually enhance your focus and reduce the onset of fatigue. It's like giving your brain a little vacation, just enough time to relax and recuperate before diving back into the study materials. Think of these breaks as mini rewards for all the hard work you're putting in. Maybe you could stretch a bit, take a walk around the room, or even make a cup of tea. The key is to do something different that takes your mind off studying for a bit, allowing your brain to rest and regain its mental agility. Remember, taking breaks is not wasting time. It's investing in productivity. Now, it's time to take a step back and look at the big picture. As we journey through the realms of knowledge, it's crucial to pause, review, and reflect on the trails we've blazed. Just imagine you're an artist and every study session is a stroke of your brush. But how can you appreciate the beauty of your painting if you don't take a few steps back? Reviewing and reflecting are those few steps back. They provide a bird's-eye view of your learning canvas, helping you see the vibrant colors of understanding and the pale patches that need a bit more pigment. When you review, you're not just skimming through the pages you've read or the notes you've taken. You're actively engaging with the material, challenging your memory, and reinforcing your understanding. It's like retracing your steps, ensuring you've left no stone unturned, no concept ungrasped. As you reflect, you dive deeper into this pool of knowledge. You're not just asking, what did I learn, but also, how well did I learn it, and how can I learn it better? Reflection is a conversation with yourself, a dialogue that sparks insights and fosters growth. Moreover, reviewing and reflecting can be your compass for future study sessions. They help identify the areas that require more attention, the concepts that seem tricky, and the strategies that work best for you. This way, you're not just sailing on the sea of knowledge. You're navigating it with a clear direction and purpose. So let's embrace these practices with an open mind and a curious heart. They might seem like additional tasks now, but remember, every masterpiece needs a little tweaking and polishing, and without a doubt, your knowledge is your masterpiece. Review and reflection can make the difference between just studying and truly learning.